Hello everyone, Bob here. I had originally planned this review for Tuesday, but if you watched my Collection Wednesday review, I told you that I was in the field trying to get some beans planted before the rainstorm hit, and here we are, the rainstorm has hit, so I am going to film my Tuesday video, and then I'm going to try to get today's normal video up at some point as well. We're going to focus on the first Star Wars anthology film, Rogue One, on 4K. The film itself, I went to the theater to see this, just like I have all the Star Wars movies since I've been alive, basically. And I remember the first time I watched it, the first half of it, I kept thinking, come on, come on. But that second half was outstanding, and I went to the theater and saw it a second time, and the second time I loved the whole thing. And while I do prefer this film to The Last Jedi, not to say I dislike The Last Jedi, I do prefer the two Disney saga films, just because that's a personal preference. Again, not a knock against this, because I certainly love this movie. The one thing I gripe about, I know it's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things, and it's the same complaint I have with Solo, although Solo kind of has one. There's no opening crawl, and to me, for so long, whether it be the movies or the video games or the comics or whatever, that's how the movies came on, and to me, it's part of the Star Wars staple, and it just feels right to open a Star Wars movie a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars, but this was also the first Star Wars movie, live-action Star Wars movie, that John Williams did not write the score to. Instead, Michael Giacchino did. I'll review that at another time, the soundtrack on one of my Voice of the Movie segments, but the soundtrack itself, I have to say that it, while it definitely had a different feel to it, it still felt like Star Wars. Of course, little bars here and there from John Williams' music helped, and it just had that epic scope to it. And then when you read later that he didn't have much time, and he put the score together, and it was a very short period of time. It was something like a week or something like that. It was ridiculously short. It just makes you appreciate the score that much more. But like I say, that is a movie I plan on doing at some point on my Voice of the Movie segment. But as far as the 4K transfer itself, this is next to The Force Awakens, this is probably the best looking disc, and it might even be better. The detail on the actors' faces is, as well as the texture, it's spot on. You can see pores, you can see lots of stuff that you couldn't see as easily on just the plain Blu-ray. You could see the color. The HDR color that was a big eye-opener. There's a couple of scenes in particular, one being the night attack on Edu with the explosions and the lasers, the vividness, it just really popped. And another beautiful, if you will, was on Mustafar, when the big door slides up and Vader walks out and they reveal it on the shadow, just the lighting and everything, the way that appears with the HDR, it's excellent. Video gets top-notch for me. Audio is another. Disney's been hitting it out of the park with these new 4K releases. It's another home run. I played my Denon receiver at a volume of 60, which is my go-to reference level. And it had plenty of power. The rumbles of the ships, the explosions, the force choke that Vader puts on Krennic. You could feel everything, and it was spot on. And am pleased with this audio track. The dialogue, everything, top marks. As far as the bonus features go, you basically got ports of the 2016 Blu-ray release. It's because the 2016, you have the 2016 Blu-ray, and you have the bonus feature Blu-ray that was included in that set if you have that. So while it'd been nice to have some new extras, these are sufficient. So don't base your upgrade for this particular movie, especially since it is not part of the Skywalker Saga box set. Do not base your decision to upgrade on any extras. For the film itself, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Very solid, very enjoyable. Every time it's on TNT or TBS or whatever, and I'm flipping through the channels, it's coming on. I put it in fairly often to watch, even if it's one of those movies that I don't mind having on in the background. Not because I don't want to pay attention to it, but because it's such an enjoyable movie. Is it as good as the original trilogy? No, but let's face it, as a lot of us diehards from way back when, we're going to have a hard time placing anything over the original trilogy. But 8 out of 10 for the film itself, 10 out of 10 video presentation, and a 9 out of 10 on the audio presentation. Very, very, very good all the way around. And if you are a fan of the movie and try on the fence about whether to upgrade to 4K or not for Rogue One, I'd recommend it. It is definitely worth doing. Well, that's all I've got for right now. Like I say, later today, I'm going to try to get to the video I had planned for today uploaded, which is the other Star Wars anthology film, Solo. And I'll hopefully get that up sometime this afternoon. Fingers crossed. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter at Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.